This is Ranger Kidwell Ross, editor of WorldSweeper.com, director of the World Sweeping Association. I'm proud to be with Jason Condon. He's the director of product development for Global, and he's going to show you the sweeper they brought to the trade show. So take it away, Jason.
Thanks, Ranger. So today what we have here is a Global V4. This is a vacuum sweeper. It's a fairly unique product here in North America in that it serves as a vacuum sweeper for a size that isn't presently being represented over here. What you've got here really is a vacuum machine, so we do use a center brush to transfer material from underneath the machine, and gutter brushes to bring it out of the curb line in front of a true suction Nozzle. Unlike a regenerative air machine where we're blasting down one side and sucking up the other.
Take a look down here just to let people know what we're talking about. So you have a smaller curb room, a center brush, and then this is curb room on the other side, and that comes into your vacuum nozzle here.
That's correct. And what makes this product unique is a couple things. Number one, the size of the machine. We can mount this on a 19,500 GVW chassis. Operator doesn't have to have a CDL license to operate it. It's got a 5-yard hopper. It just comes standard as stainless steel. And then what we really do differently that's unique is what we do with the air after we're done sucking the material up, depositing in the hopper. Where true pure vacuum machines typically exhaust to the atmosphere, we recapture that air and we try and utilize it. And the way we do that is we send it back down these blast tubes over here, if you see. And this one's just clear for the sake of the show, so that they can see what's going on with it. We take that air, instead of exhausting the atmosphere, we recapture it, we send it down to the pickup head, and we actually create an air knife there, which can help assist impacted material in that curb line, typically in the gutters where it gets ground into the pavement. It helps to lift that up and bring that material back up. And the secondary advantage of that is maintaining that air inside the system allows you to reduce the amount of dust that's exhausted to the atmosphere. So it's very friendly from a pedestrian standpoint. Anybody that happens to be hanging out, walking down the street or driving by the sweeper isn't in a cloud of dust.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's power in this machine?
This one's got a 59 horsepower Kubota diesel engine.
It's kind of hard to see in there, but it's all very compacted in. The hoses all look good. The fan is, what are we looking at for a fan?
It's a
33 inch. Yeah, sufficient to do the job, shall we say.
That's it.
And when it says variable airstream, what are we talking about there?
Well, that's the ability to take that air that we were talking about and reutilize it. Okay? So the larger version of this machine that we have is the Global V6. It's an 8-yard machine on a 33,000 GVW chassis. Does very similar thing that we're talking about here, recapturing that air. And that one, we do give you the ability to either exhaust to the atmosphere or recapture that air and put it back down the blast nozzle. So.
All right. Well, let's look. How about your controls and that sort of thing? Say anything you want about any of this?
So we got actually, this is a pretty unique thing here, Ranger. I wanted to point out. It's a 210 gallon water capacity on it. We do a vertical tank here.
That's quite unusual, isn't it?
The added benefit of that is you can see it acts as a sound suppressor between the cab and that fan and that engine. And with the cowling coming down over the top of it, actually makes it a very quiet machine to operate. Where a lot of times you got air machines, you have moving a lot of air, that fan screaming. So if we can reduce that speed, that sound, it's a lot more pedestrian friendly as well. So quiet machine, not a lot of dust. That's the advantage of that.
What are we looking at for control panel?
So very simple. You can see there's really just a handful of switches there. You've got the ability to vacuum off of either side. You can run both at the same time. But basically fire up your pony motor, set your RPMs, adjust your gutter broom and your main broom pressures and tilts, and you're off and sweeping. That's right.
All right, and this is a single side drive, but you can probably do dual if you want, but you run it with your cameras, I'm sure.
Yeah, and on the 19.5 GVW chassis, a lot of guys are finding that, the left-hand side's okay.
Yeah.
Cab's not quite as big. A lot of them like to use the cameras to see maybe what's going on there, but you get an experienced operator in here, and they can do a pretty decent job.
You bet.
On the left side.
Okay. Well, Jason, how would somebody find Global? I'll put this logo here so that people know that they're at the right place when they get there.
Absolutely. You can find us at globalsweeper.com is our website.
All right.
Got all the contact information on there, our main switchboard's on there, and feel free to ask for anything you need.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
As you can see, we're getting overshadowed by the background. We are in Music City, after all.